plumbing for water line and you perhaps you noted these quick fittings to join the water line together. They're like kind of like you can push the pipe in, not press, but push the pipe in and join two water pipes together without actually putting flux and soldering, etc. My opinion is they work wonderful. Now there are two different there's several different types, but there's two different. I don't know type is the correct word, but two different ways that some of the manufacturers do this. Some of them actually put this little gadget here, and if the plumbers know what the name of this is, if they can include this in, my inclination is I kind of lean towards this particular area here where I like it in the actual bag. Now, some of them actually put it in already. It's pre-installed in the fitting itself. But my penchant is I like it this way. This way I can take the pipe and simply just take the pipe and press it in there like so, and then I can take the fitting and then press the fitting onto, I mean not press it, but to push the fitting onto it. Sometimes when they're in the fitting itself, when the little thingummy is already in the fitting, you have to get it lined up just right. And if you don't get it lined up just right, then it can create some problems. So there are kind of a couple of different schools of thought. One is just to leave them out, sell them in the package with this, and I like this method here better. Because it just seems to work easier when you can just manually push it in the end and then push the fitting up onto the pipe, or either push the pipe into the fitting, whichever way you do it. And but when these are already in the fitting, sometimes they'll get stuck, they'll get a little cockeyed, etc. But once they get stuck, get a little cockeyed, they can this is where you could, if it's not just lined up and if the pipe doesn't go in just properly, this is where you can get to where you have a leak, whether it be a small leak or generally speaking, usually it doesn't cause a problem in my opinion, but it just seems to be, my school of thought is I like it when it's separate. Now if the plumbers would actually add that to the comments, and then also put the name of this little thingummy here, if they know the name of it, that would be wonderful. But myself, my opinion is I like it when it's in the pack and when it's independent of the fitting, and then you put the fitting in, and once the fitting is in, once the fitting is into the pipe, then it just seems to go in easier. But now, just because do keep in mind, just because this may be my inclination here doesn't mean it's the right way. And if you do it another way and you like it the other way, that would be good. The other argument you could argue, well, if they're in the fitting, I don't lose them. So there are two different arguments, but and everybody's got their particular way of doing however they do it. But there's just, do keep in mind, if you buy a package and these are separate, that's not all bad too. I like it this way, but many of them actually have this already installed in here, so you don't have to do it. But you just have to figure out what works for you. But I like it when they're separate. When you have the fitting, when you have these, you can take this and push this into the pipe, take the fitting and push the fitting onto the pipe, in that order. And it's real simple. You just take like so, push it in there, then you would take the fitting, and the fitting would go boom, and the fitting would go up here. Just make sure the fitting seats, because if the fitting doesn't seat all the way, you'll have a leak. And some people may argue, well, I don't like these because they leak. Well, they be sure they're installed properly so they don't leak. But so there's two different ways to install, or two different ways that these come with the fittings. So either already in the fitting or in the package. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.